Hello, this is Murtaza Rahimi. This is for assignment 2 in class ACIT 4640 winter 2024. This assignment had two main components, a Terraform component and an Ansible component. In the Terraform, we wanted to configure an infrastructure where there would be two public EC2 instances, each on a different availability zone, each running Ubuntu 23.04, and sort of be able to be accessible through SSH and HTTP from everywhere. Maybe I can quickly go through the tree structure that we have here. So in the Terraform directory, we have a main.tf, output.tf, and variables.tf. In the variables, we have sort of put defaults for everything from sort of public subnets, instance counts, instance type, SSH key name, all that, which are then utilized in the main.tf to create a project, a VPC, subnets dynamically using that count, the internet gateway route table associating all those subnets, security group to make it accessible from everywhere, and then create a local SSH key, connect that to an AWS key, and get the most recent image for Ubuntu 23.04. And then here, change from what we did previously in our first assignment, we are using a module that we have made, EC2, which allows us to reuse sort of blocks of code similar to functions like we generally use, and we can, when we call the EC2 instance module, we can pass along the instance count, telling how many instances we require, and then that way we can reuse code that are similar in style. And so in this case, what we're passing along is the instance count, the AMI type, the instance type, the AMI ID, the key name. We'll be sharing that between both of them. And then what we wanted to do, like I mentioned earlier, is to have different availability zones for each EC2 instance. And as such, we have passed along a list of subnets. I can show that here. Public subnets, we have passed along a list and that are based on different availability zones. And that sort of gets parsed dynamically here. And an EC2 instance is made with each one. And using a security group. The output is then sort of for each of those instances is passed along as a list that then is sort of outputted to the terminal. Let's go ahead and run this code. We first do Terraform initializing, and then let's plan it quickly. And as I run the Terraform apply, that will apply these 13 new resources. I will pause the video just to save a bit on time and move this along. I will be back shortly. Perfect. So now we have the 13 resources created, and it outputted two public instances, their DNS, their IPs. Now, as we move on to the Ansible portion of this assignment, I did want to dynamically use these and not sort of hard-coded each time we apply and destroy these infrastructures. So I have this AWS EC2.yaml, maybe I can. And this uses the plugin that I believe was put into place sometime after version 2.8. That sort of allows you to query and get all the public EC2 instances, on your AWS whatever you have the credentials in, and then be able to use those based on their sort of like their category. And so yeah, we will be using this and feeding this into the playbook. But before that, maybe I run through our playbook quickly. Yeah, like I mentioned, this will get the different EC2 instances, and we end up using, they're nicely under the AWS EC2 category. So we'll sort of use that as our hosts. And we're running through the sort of tasks to set up our EC2 instance for the web application that you provided. So we want to have the bun user and clone the repository and install the packages that we require. That includes unzip for bun, and then we also need to sort of set up for installing caddy. And then once we do, then we can copy over the caddy file and overwrite that. And we have handlers in place to reload and restart only if required. Yeah, so let's go ahead and run this. I should actually just have it here. Yeah, and like I said, when we run the playbook interactively, we are feeding the results of this into the playbook. So it's gonna then get the EC2 instances, perfect, moving along. Yeah, and then while this is running through all the tasks, I'm going to make sure to, if there's anything I've missed, we talked about the Ansible configuration, Terraform, that we had the module for the EC2 instance. We went through the configurations here. Yeah, and then this is all the steps, like we mentioned, for the caddy update, and then I can install caddy. And then restart, and there we go. Thank you very much.